Push the.
Is this thing on?
Almost. You almost got to push the button in, and then it just started. It's more of a pull the lever cronk kind of thing, I think, for us.
Push the button.
Wrong lever cronk. Ah.
Put the lotion in the basket.
It puts the lotion on its skin. My phone's alive. It came alive out of
Wow.
nowhere. Hi, everyone. How are we? We're living
Good.
the dream.
How are you? Good day.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Joe's ready. She's like waiting.
I
It
know.
counts every time the show starts. It's lovely. Welcome to UCL Live for this week. Thank you for those of you that tuned in as well during the week when Miss Katrina A. Johnson and I sat down, who sat through our technical difficulties mid show when Katrina's computer sounded like it was going to take off. And we got a minute delay. It was cute. It was the joys of live TV.
How's Miss Kitty?
Miss Kitty, she's fabulous. She had her brick wall of death behind her because she didn't want to show us maybe that she hadn't cleaned her apartment, but that's okay. We love it. We love it. Great. I am not putting you in the shit there, cat. That is not me. I was just
I'm like, you getting in the piss, bitch. You telling secrets.
That's all right. We usually save that for after the show.
You going down.
If I turn my camera,
You're going down.
And even over here is a mess. They just don't look over here.
I know. You can see my mess in videos all the time.
This is my suitcase, and it's obviously not going anywhere anytime soon. So it's just living.
Hey, is that your childhood home that you was going up for sale?
My dad's house, yeah. So my dad's house is on sale. Not my childhood home, but he and his wife lived for 15 years. 15 years.
That's a long time.
So yeah, it's up for sale. It's one of those adult moments, when you go, oh, yeah, things change. things change. You can't
go home now.
Literally, when home's not yours anymore, and they look down on you trying to come inside and go, hey, I'm here. But yeah,
my childhood home doesn't even look like it used to.
Yeah, neither does mine.
Painted, it's sided, it's got additions, it's got changes.
Yeah, I feel that. Anyone else had weird childhood home experiences? Is anyone's childhood home gone? Well, Christina, your parents still live
I
in
not
yours?
sent you guys the video.
Oh well, we drove past yours when I was there at your at your place.
What's going on at your family home, Jeff? I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'm at Jefferson.
Nick and I climbed through the window.
Yeah.
And it's gutted. There's like no walls. Like you can see up through the ceiling. There's no bathroom. The one side
my God.
gutted, and there's just debris everywhere. Yeah, it's half the walls.
That's Jefferson Street?
It was like, yeah. There's like no
Wow.
windows in the one porch. Like it's boarded up. It was like, and then they were like, because they reached out to us and they were like, hey, do you want to buy your, your childhood home? And Nick's like, how much? They're like $40,000. I'm like, Nick, tell them $10,000. I'm like, that's too much. I was like, I don't tell them they can knock it down. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care. $40,000, kiss my ass. I don't. Neighbor, you know what? Knock it down. I don't care.
Right.
You knock it down.
It gets to the point where if it's
ain't my home,
like you went inside, you saw it. It's like if it doesn't look like home anymore, like it's not.
Yeah,
you got the wrong bitch. Somebody saw all the radiators. The Barbie pink kitchen counter was gone. I don't care.
Oh my God.
If it's not Barbie Pink, Jeff don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
Well, that was classic mid-century that Barbie Pink.
Everyone loves it.
Crazy.
Loves it.
I mean, how many houses do you go to and you see Barbie Pink counters?
True, it's kind of in again now, though. I'm kind of glad though that we're getting back to houses with a little bit of personality because I'm sick of walking into everyone's house that is open plan white box. It's like open the door. There's the kitchen. There's a really large island. There's the dining room. There's the living room.
Yeah, I never had that.
You're allowed to have rooms. Like you need sometimes you need rooms to hide from people. Like
you also need rooms where you can close the door and hide your mess.
Yeah. My friends have a new house, but they designed it really well. You walk in the front door, it's a long hallway. The first one is like the sitting room / home theater, and then their bedroom. Then it's like the kitchen, dining, and another like little separate sitting room. And then at the back, round the corner, the two boys' bedroom and their bathroom. So you don't have to see, and the kids' living room. It's like you don't got to see
like
them
way at the end.
Just push it all in. They just need a barn door to seal them shut. And I'm sure once the boys become teenagers, that'll be on the up and up to seal them off.
The man cave kind of thing.
You know, it's already a bit scary down there. They're 8 and 3, but you know, it's only gonna get worse when you got two sons. It's like everything's sticky. Why is everything sticky?
And what is it? Why does it smell like that?
Why? Yeah. What died in this house? Who knows? The joys of life, hey? It's a bit exciting. Something to look forward to. We always need something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Christina, how is your existential crisis now that you are watching The Handmaid's Tale?
Oh.
Honestly, I have to say it's like ruining my mental status. I really I feel like I'm crying every fucking episode because it's just like everything is so emotional, and I'm only on season 3, and it's just like it's just killing me. It's ripping me apart. I mean, that's really the only thing that's fucking with me though, because it's like everything else is going great. Like I can't complain. Work is great. I was like recognized for my work or whatever, and you know, Rose been good. The kids have been good, and I you know, other than that, I can't complain because the show is fucking with my mental status. And I've watched shows like that. Like if you watch 13 Reasons Why, right? Yeah, like that.
Just maybe a little too close to possible reality at the moment to be diving into The Handmaid's Tale.
I never watched The Handmaid's Tale. I read the book 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was too dystopian for me 40 years ago when it was still impossible to imagine it happening in my country. And now it's just like, fuck.
No, you get mad.
You're on season 3. I've got news for you. It gets worse.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Well,
I can't take it anymore. Like everything that I think is gonna happen when you think it's gonna happen doesn't happen, and then it completely fucks with you, and you're just like, but I was just crying because I thought that was gonna happen, and it didn't happen, and then it's like, and then something else happens, and you're just like, oh my god, this is a complete mind fuck, and you're just like, no, well, why are you doing that? Like, just go, and then but then like, you know why? Like, I don't want to give anything up for somebody who hasn't like seen the show, you know. I just want like I just want to tell you that it's a lot. Like it's a lot, and
it is a lot.
As a woman, you would get very mad. Like it makes me so mad, but then I cry, and then I get mad, and then I cry, and then I'm mad, and I'm crying. So it's just.
That's all right. I know about shows that drive me crazy because I watch Yellow Jackets. So
nope, I don't watch that either.
It's dystopia, but they're kind of doing it to themselves. So if you want to be terrorized in a whole different way, you can always watch Yellow Jackets.
I've never seen that. I have to watch that.
Love on the Spectrum, guys. You got to watch Love on the Spectrum.
Season 3 final episode. Wait, Jeffrey Emmett. Have you watched the Beverly Hills Reunion yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, not last night. Or Tuesday night. No.
So you got left on you're a bit high and mighty, you live on a fucking main road?
Yeah.
I clutch my pearls. I'm like, for someone whose job was in threat at the beginning of the season, Dorit has stepped up. She's signed on for however long they want her because she's gone from batshit crazy to fucking Lisa Rinna. She's the new Lisa Rinna for people that don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Delicious and Garcelle Beveas.
She's not wrong. The bitch does live on a main fucking road. The house is nothing to brag about. And then she just when's the last time she's had a private jet? Fuck off. And that store's closed. I'm gonna focus on my shit in Texas. Fuck off, you homely ass with no. Oh God, where's the
no ass? She got no ass. She's just straight up and down. But the thing that I'm not gonna spoil it, but just wait for the Garcelle walk off. It's like, oh girl, you picked the wrong.
Shit.
I love that.
You picked the wrong hill to die on, bitch. You picked the wrong. You do not look good. This is not a good way out. But anyway, for people that don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like I do, I love Rose. She's my fave. Yeah, she's my fave. I have been doing a deep dive back to Real Housewives of New York City. I started from the beginning. I went way back, and I'm in season.
I have a hard time. This is literally the only thing I've watched. I have no time.
I'm season 8 now, so it's all good. Bethany Frankel's back. They're all screaming at each other. Like, okay, this is prime time Real Housewives shit. People just screaming and getting drunk. That's my, as I've said many times, that's my career goals. Just what do? I go out to lunch and then yell at people. Like, and then once
I'm not sure you haven't been there at least a couple times, Steve.
Yeah, but I get paid for it. Vera, it's not my job. I do it for free.
You work it like it might be.
I know, right? I have aspirations, and there's nothing wrong with that. Real Housewives of the paper. I'm putting the good juju out there that, you know, one day when things are
manifest it.
One day when things are a little bit calmer, they'll do Real Housewives of Honolulu, and I'll have met a millionaire that like lives there, and I'll be like head bitch of his house, and I'll be like the queen of the housewives of Hawaii, and then we'll do a crossover with the mainland and Salt Lake City and stuff. And I'll be like, I don't think so, girl. I can throw drinks. I can throw drinks and stuff. I'll do a duet. I'm gonna do it,
Steve.
I'm gonna do a duet with Erica Jane. It's gonna be on. Me and Erica are gonna be like this.
I love this video.
I think it's my future, right? It's definitely my future. I think
absolutely.
Putting it out there. Give me a reality TV moment. I'll milk
anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
Anything.
We're manifesting for you.
Anything can happen, and that is a lovely lead-in.
That's right, Steve. Anything can happen, and anything happens every day.
It does. It's very Mel Robbins of us, isn't it? Let them. It's okay. Well, we're going to let them watch this load of
hot topics.
We have to talk about the biggest delivery of excitement this year that came in the form of a cock-shaped rocket. Again. Ladies and gentlemen, the successful, I guess, on paper, successful spaceflight of Blue Origin with the all-female crew happened this week. If you blink, you may have missed it, because in all, it was 11 minutes in space.
Oh, I thought it was 8 minutes.
Over $10 million to make it all happen, but, you know, 11 minutes in space for Katy Perry to look at the camera, hold a flower, and show the set list for her concert tour.
I got a few feelings about this.
Yeah, I want to hear your feelings first.
It is being called the let them eat cake moment of 2025. So I'm down for Vera's thoughts.
Well, I like the idea of an all-female crew. I don't know that this crew actually crewed. But other than that, I ain't against it. It didn't piss me off. I'm not one of those people saying, "Oh, fuck them. They should have given the money to homeless people." It's like $10 million wasn't going to do as much as you think. but I am kind of bothered by these people calling themselves astronauts.
100%.
It's like, okay,
Thank
you
you.
guys are not astronauts. You did not train for 8 fucking years. You do not have master's degrees in aeronautical engineering. You are passengers. You are sitting in seats. You go up, you come down. You know, you're not that important to what happens.
You're hitting buttons. Like, you're not hitting buttons and
to be
doing
honest,
things.
it's a Real Housewives in Space moment. It's like,
Yeah.
let's take these rich bitches, throw them up, chuck them down, we're done.
And why count it as a moment for female empowerment when they're flying in a big fucking penis?
Right? Not even that, but again, they didn't do anything.
Right. They went
didn't
up,
do
they came down.
Promoted
If
her
anything-
set list.
If anything, it was
The
bad for
toilet's
the
not selling.
environment. Like,
Yes,
I mean,
it was horrible for the
everybody's so,
environment.
like, everybody's so green these days. And then these fuckers
Megatons
just go
of
out.
carbon
It's electric.
carbon
What are they
dioxide.
doing? It's
No,
electric,
it wasn't
imagine.
electric. It was CO2.
It was motor, it
It
was
was
cycle
electric
powered.
CO2.
I've heard
And
that, go ahead, Veer.
I was thinking the designer suits,
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
less
what,
astronaut and more
The skin
skin
tight
tight.
James Bond,
Yeah.
James Bond villain, like a James
Right.
Bond girl. You don't see that. Like, what other astronaut crews ever had a glamour photo shoot?
right.
Yeah.
They get a head and
Well, they
shoulders.
all
They
have
get a
the
head and
photo
shoulders.
shoot, but it's usually them in the big thing with the big hat.
With the
You know,
American flag behind them and the
Yeah.
NASA behind them. That's what they
and
get.
their
but this is-
their insignias and their ranks and their military honors on their chest.
mainly
know.
because they're usually qualified,
Yeah.
and it's an
You know?
American space mission for some kind of scientific purpose, not a personalized
Yeah.
oopsie daisy upside down rocket ride for
This
rich people.
was not a scientific experiment. They did not go up there and learn more about our world. They took a fucking ride. Okay?
Yeah.
And I ain't again it. It's like if I had $10 million, I might consider going up in the space rocket, the big giant space penis. But I don't have $10 million, and I would never call myself a fucking astronaut.
Right. And the funny thing is that I've heard it likened to the spaceship, like the submarine that went down to go see the Titanic. It was for literally no purpose at all. And
Right.
those
Right.
individuals were not, what do you call them, marinists? I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Right.
I mean, and like the thing that went down to see the Titanic, if you had that kind of money, it might be a cool
Yeah.
fucking thing to see. But
Right.
if you had a young child or children like Katy Perry, are you going to put your life at
What are you
risk to go up and
Yeah.
for, that bothered
wait,
me.
Just leave no sensitive wife, so everything's fine.
if they actually went, so then because
what
there's a
happened with the
conspiracy
door thing?
theory
Like,
already.
So I heard, you see the videos of them literally opening the door after they land, and then they're
The
like,
door
no,
that
no,
can't be
no.
opened from the inside, that's being opened from the inside.
Oh, I,
And they're
I
like,
didn't know any of
no,
that.
no. Don't do that.
It's
Like,
like-
and then they come back with like a
Yeah.
pipe or whatever
this
to
is
open it up.
Wait, did you before any of that? Did you see Jeff Bezos fall face first into the sand?
No, I did not.
Oh my god!
I did not
So
see any of it.
It touched down, and then he runs over and runs around to try and find the hatch, and kind of goes "Ugh," and falls into the sand and gets up. It's like
Oh my God.
that's a great
fucking funny.
a great example of what. And then the door that is not supposed to be openable from the inside for obvious reasons because you're in fucking outer space,
Right.
was getting pulled open before it was opened from the outside. It's like,
It looked like he just popped
Okay.
open, and he didn't even do anything either. He just went like this,
Yeah.
and the thing popped open.
as like a,
As if
But as
somebody
somebody
from the inside
as
hit the
somebody
button
said,
to open it up.
that hair isn't space hair. We saw that bitch that came down from space after 9 months.
Right.
She looked like she'd been drugged behind a bus for 98 kilometers. And they all get out
Well,
like,
she actually broke through the seal of gravity. They didn't get out
Yeah.
of the seal of gravity.
baby, if that's
They did. They
what
floated. They were
being an
floating.
if that's what being an astronaut looks like, I don't want it. I don't want
They
it.
were
I look
floating,
that
right?
bad. They were. I think
They were glam. They were
They
all
went
glam.
and-
They
yeah.
did not look like they'd lived in a zero gravity environment
No.
for
They
any
went-
amount of time.
They went to the anus ring of space. They're like, oh, go touch it. Go touch it. Go touch it. Oh, we're in space. Oh, gotta come back out. It's like when
I think, you know what? I mean, Katy Perry gushing about love. I'd imagine that's quite the empowerment moment to look back and see Earth in the window, you know, as a
when you're
tiny
not
little
busy
marble.
staring at the fucking camera. You're only up there for 11 minutes and you're staring at a camera going, look at my tour.
She's probably been to Bali 47,000 times. I'm sure she's seen the Earth from the fucking sky. Like, and I even heard somebody say, like, "Oh, this looks like a flight from Delta." Like, you know, this is the view from Delta. Like,
I know.
and then I
I've
heard
flown
another
pretty high
person
before.
say that, like, the fact that she kept saying, like, "I feel so much love."
I
right
feel
now.
love.
This is the most love. Like, I'm
Love.
overwhelmed with love. Like,
Oh, I
how
was
do
down
you
there.
being her child?
You know,
I was
it made me think
That-
she
that
dropped
was the most
acid
love.
while she was up there.
Right?
Totally did.
What the fuck?
But I was all
Oh.
for it. I was all for it. I'm like, yeah, okay, you go, rich ladies, you go. Until Gail King came down with attitude. Like
Yeah.
she went up looking like
mad.
she was about to shit her entire body weight out through her nose, and then she comes back like she's got a set of brass balls this big, going. Well, I want to read some of the criticism. She says, I know there are some cranky Yankees. I know there's some haters, but I'm not going to let people steal my joy and steal the joy of what we did or what we accomplished that day. First of all, what did you accomplish? Second
didn't-
of all,
yeah.
what have you accomplished in general that hasn't been related to being Oprah's best friend? Because that's your whole career, boo.
Oh.
Don't dress it up as feminism. Don't dress it up as people hating. Because at the end of going, what we do in space is for the betterment of the people on the ground and for the betterment of humankind. And then she turns
Like
around
what?
at the end of, wait. She turns around to the end of it and goes, "Have you been?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
have you been?
No, of course
She's
not.
like, "Don't
Because
quote
we
a
don't have
ride."
$10 million.
I'm not
She's
a
like, "Don't quote a
sturgeon on the
ride."
bottom of Oprah trying to
Yeah.
please keep me relevant. It's like, no.
She even said, she goes, "Don't call it a ride." She goes, "You wouldn't tell another astronaut
Yeah.
how was the ride."
You wouldn't
You're
you wouldn't
not a
tell
fucking
another astronaut.
Yeah,
You're not an
exactly.
astronaut.
You are not fucking astronauts. You are passenger princesses.
You are now the definition. And like if you open a dictionary it says hanger on, you might see Gail King there. And now she's literally hanging on to this. I'm like, the optics of the PR are just so skewed. Like I saw someone on TikTok, Katy Perry's just addicted to flopping. Like she's like, this was meant to be, you know, brave and exciting, and look at what she's doing. And then she sat there and sang "What a Wonderful World," which she'll probably release.
Oh, I missed all that.
Which she'll probably release next week as a single because that's how fucking out of touch they are.
I'm so sorry. I missed that. I would have enjoyed laughing at that
Don't miss
in real
that.
time.
The whole thing is just so. I'm like, who
and
greenlit
she brought a
this?
flower up too, right? A flower.
A
You said, like,
daisy.
a daisy.
It's a daisy
what?
because you know that's her daughter's name, and the daisy can grow through awkward circumstances in hospital environments, and it's like, pull your head out of your ass, quite literally. I'm just like, this is like, I didn't do an article on this because I'm like, I have too many feelings because what about, we're also focused, it's like, yes, Gail King, Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos's fiance, and some other bitches. That's like, and these are
other
I think
An
they,
actual astronaut.
yeah, I think they're actual astronauts. And
Well, you know what Bezos' flight I really did love and I really felt good about was when he took the 87-year-old woman who was scheduled to be the first female astronaut in the 70s, but was denied a flight because of budget cuts. When she got to go up on that joyride, I felt that was a great use of those, you know, billionaire toys. But
he took Shatner up too, didn't he?
he did take Shatner up. Yep. You know, I mean, it's like,
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Jeff Bezos sometimes does do things that are, you know, okay.
I ain't completely a Bezos hater. You know,
Look,
The Washington Post has, for the most part, kept to some sort of editorial integrity. They've done a few things that I don't agree with, but every fucking media in this country's done things I don't agree with. Jeff Bezos owns Washington Post.
But hey,
like I said,
at least his rockets don't explode.
Exactly. So why do these rich men keep building these rockets that look like penises? What's wrong with the little conical rockets that the government used to pay for because they were more aerodynamic and probably
the ones that shaped like vaginas?
No, they were shaped like the Empire State Building, actually.
But yeah, of course they're phallic.
Like that clip from Austin Powers, and they're like, it looks like a big willy, and then
very much.
I can't believe. He's like, wait. He's like, look, a pecker.
Very much that energy, isn't it?
Yes,
it's so funny.
But it's yeah. Look, I'm sure there's going to be more fallout from this because it's just so ill received.
I want to know
people...
the next person that's going to go up.
Well, if he's looking for volunteers, I would consider it. I don't have $10 million, but hey.
Vera in space. Oh God, look at that.
Like, I wonder if
would not
did it on purpose.
Spacecraft and start singing about what the world needs now.
Yeah.
I would not be taking a flower,
hoping it would like blow up because his wife was on it, like just praying.
Well, see, that's it. Well, it was his fiance too, and they're not married, so.
Oh my God!
It's a good way to getting out of Dodge, quite literally.
Yeah,
but I like the reception has just been so on Twitter, I think it was, or X. It's like Katy Perry has returned from space, and then Wendy's, the organization, the fast food chain says, "Can we send her back?"
And then Kesha retweeted it with her glass of Wendy's soda.
Kesha's there out the back of a Wendy's, which Kesha has a reason to not be a fan of Katy Perry with the whole Dr. Luke thing going on. And then
whoever runs Wendy's social
sassy.
media
it's got to be a gay.
They are savage.
It's got to be a gay, right? That's Katy on a whole. It's Jeff. That's why Jeff's so busy lately. He's
watching Wendy's.
I try to do it at the sub shop, and Candy gets a little nervous because of the shit that comes out of my mouth. Like when I'm telling customers that they come for the mediocre food but stay for the entertainment, like people get a little nervous.
Jeff, your subs are not mediocre.
I tell people that Saturday is actually mystery meat sub day because the regular and that shit is I don't know what's in that.
I don't know.
What the fuck is in Cotto salami? Can you tell me? I don't fucking know.
Cotto salami? It's a lot of fat and a lot of cured meat.
It's spiced ham and chopped ham or luncheon meat. Bitch, don't look up what's in that shit. You don't want to know.
Just put a lot of mayo on it. It'll be fine, right?
I mean, it's delicious. Don't get me wrong, but it's mystery meat.
Hey, do you ever do Easter ham pie? Is it anybody's Italian tradition? The ham and egg pie.
Rustica?
Yeah. Rustica, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started making it because of Cassie.
Well, you can't make it, or you do make it?
I do, because this is all you're going to need from TikTok.
Yeah.
I want to make it. I haven't had it since I was a kid and my grandmother passed.
Oh, it's easy.
I can get you recipes.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's probably in my
Christina's
cabinet.
going to do that cooking segment, remember?
Yeah.
She's gonna do that cooking segment.
I know. Just fucking tell. Like, I don't know what to do or how to do it.
Whenever you're ready, bitch. Just film yourself.
Ready.
You're a TikTok creator. Film yourself. While you
I
can.
don't know.
I'll do it with you. I'll be your audience and I'll ask you questions.
Yes. I could go live on TikTok.
It's actually Good Friday here at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But tonight over here, you know, Jesus is hanging out with those 12 men folk, and the one's about to betray him with the other guy. Shit's about to get serious.
Eagle. Ready to rock and roll. Oh,
Now they're about to drag his
Mira
ass.
heard it was Good Friday. She got to go pray. She out. Oh shit!
Yeah,
I gotta
right. She
talk
heard there was
to
12-minute dinner.
Jesus. Okay. Well, we'll talk about this because you reacted to this, Christina. A little bit of sad news during the week. Eric Dane,
Oh,
McSteamy, been diagnosed with ALS.
no.
Poor dude. Like, he's really. I didn't really have much of an
Great, yeah.
opinion on him. Because I'm not a Grey's Anatomy girly. Like, I saw like bits and pieces of him in Euphoria.
Never saw
He's
it.
like
You never saw
insane
Sex
in
Tape?
Euphoria.
No.
He does have sex with men too in that show. It's very dramatic.
No, but he had a
It's like
sex
a
tape with
head
his wife, Rebecca Gayheart.
I didn't know that.
I
have to
forgot
find that.
about that.
Yeah.
I forgot
I'm gonna
about
have to
that.
find that.
He's aged well though, from someone who was like the hotness. He's still the hotness though.
Still the hotness. Yeah.
Still the
Oh, yeah.
hotness. Oh,
All day, every day. I'm just saying, like, I think, like, it's just so sad. I wish Derek was still alive because then he could operate on him, you know? Like, come on. I mean,
Christina,
it's so
there's
Somebody
sad.
thing
call
called reality.
Christina Yang.
Yeah, right? I mean, fuck. I just, it's so sad because, again, it's like, who was it? Addison, the one who plays Addison on the show, she had some, like, brain cancer or whatever, too. And, like, in real life. Just a couple of years ago, and it's just I feel like so bad. All these actors that play these doctors now get the diseases that they talk about on the show, and it's just like so scary. And I pray for him and his family. Like that sucks. He's got young kids, and it's
Yeah.
not good. No.
He does have a very good outlook on it though. ALS is not something that's really well known here in Australia. Vera, can you inform the folks about ALS a little bit?
It's Lou Gehrig's disease, is what it used to be called, and it's the nerve endings, the myelinated sheaths on your nerve endings start to unravel, and it causes a lot of muscular dysfunction, and eventually your heart stops functioning, your arms stop functioning. It has a lot of manifestations similar to Parkinson's. It's not a pleasant thing.
No, it's
No.
not good. So it's very sad. But on Grey's Anatomy, did you see the interview this week where what's her name? Ellen Pompeo said that she's never leaving the show?
She can't. She's Grey.
Well, no. Do you want to know her reason? Do you want to know her reasoning? Do you want to know her reasoning? This was her reasoning. She goes, I spent a lot of time and effort creating that show and making people money. If I leave, I don't make money, and people are making money off the thing that I created. So I'm going to keep making money. I'm like, you know what? When a show gets to season 20-something, sure. Have that.
Right.
Have that attitude, baby.
22 fucking seasons of a medical show. That's insane. Like,
I know.
I stopped in season 8.
I'm still watching now. I can't stop. I mean, it is interesting. It got boring. It got boring for a little bit. After Mark and everybody died. And
right.
You're shedding that main cast like no one's business.
Like, picking back up.
How can you have Grey's Anatomy without Meredith Grey?
So she pops in every now and then, every couple episodes, because she is still like she's in Boston right now, or trying to do another thing, and then something went down with that, so then she comes back, and so there are like she has this boyfriend too that again is working at Grey's, so she does come in and out of the show. Like it's like every 3 episodes or so that she's in. So at least
more power to her.
She's
be the star of a show that you don't have to be on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder what her net worth is. She's got to be, at least Katy Perry money.
And let's do other stuff now because she's starring in that Natalia Grace show.
I saw that.
Apparently, it's quite good. Says people. I've been told to watch it.
It looks really scary because the actress in it that plays that messed up child really scares me. Like
it does look scary to me too. And you know
But
I
it's
can't
not-
watch scary shit.
I don't think it's
Gives me,
orphan
like, an
level of
irk.
scary. Like,
Yeah,
I
she
don't think
like
it's.
irks me. I don't know.
Yeah, I
She's
don't
only
think it's orphan
25
level
million. She
scary.
couldn't afford to take a ride in the cock
Couldn't
rocket.
afford the rocket. Oh, that's upsetting. It's upsetting when you can't ride the cock rocket anymore. Makes me sad.
Story of
I'm
my
sure
life.
she'll be there.
Story of my life. I know, right? I can't ride the cock rocket no more.
With John.
That's a new shirt. That's a new shirt. I can't ride the cock rocket no more.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Jeff's not here to make it.
Yeah, speaking of getting older, there is a little bit of aging drama. Not aging drama. Jeffrey's having technical difficulties. There was just a
I had
message.
him a minute ago. I wonder if the wind's blowing outside.
Maybe there's something lurking around your town. It was
Yeah.
the 40th anniversary of the Breakfast Club this week.
Wow.
I know.
And
I
the
feel so
cast-
fucking old.
The cast got together for the first time. This is the first
Mhm.
time that they've been together since the original movie, all 5 of them.
What?
Right?
Right.
40 years.
Wow. It's so weird. You would think that they
the
would have
Breakfast
gotten
Club
together.
is very
Didn't
much,
Jed Nelson and what's her name have an affair for a while?
Ali Sheedy or
Yeah.
Molly. Who knows? Probably.
Yeah.
You work with people like that, but I think it is such a like watershed moment in teen comedy, that whole Brat Pack John Hughes moment, and it's interesting that this cast of an iconic movie haven't been together. You
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm
about
saying. It's weird.
people usually like to. That people we know we live in nostalgia territory. The next couple of stories are all about nostalgia and things being brought back from the dead, but they're at a point now where you could definitely do a sequel to The Breakfast Club, but I don't think it's ever going to be what people would want it to be.
Yeah.
Not after, especially with John Hughes gone now. That's what Helio Estevez says. He's like, we would have had. He said he feels like it's incomplete and all that kind of stuff. The story is incomplete, but without John Hughes there to tell it, it wouldn't be his story. It would be someone else's version of his story. So
I would have wanted to see what happened on Monday. So I mean, it's
Right.
like I don't think any sequel that doesn't tell you what happened on Monday is going to make me happy.
But you don't think they could go to a high school reunion and we get that information later? Like, it doesn't
Well, maybe
necessarily have
it
to
has
be
been
straight
40
away.
years.
Well, and that's the thing. High school reunions are very much a big thing. I think more so in America. I've had one, but I didn't go because fuck those people.
I've went to a couple. I'm not planning to go to any more. Maybe, I don't know.
My 20 year is this year, and like they made a Facebook group for it, and it's like I didn't go to the 10. I don't want to go to the 20.
I went to 5, and I paid a lot of money to eat a hamburger with people I didn't really like.
Yeah,
and then I went to 40, and that was better,
Yeah,
because everyone's actually grown up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 5 is too soon.
Yeah.
20 I'm
right.
okay with. 40 I might go to, yeah. But
5 I had lost a lot of weight. I was pretty skinny. I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody that I really wanted to see.
Yeah.
I know, I think in general, the people that I really have wanted to keep in touch with, I have.
Yes, that was also part of my feelings, that it's like anybody I wanted to stay in touch with, I've stayed in touch with.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Why do you think? Why do you think people are so fucking gung ho on that? I guess for some people, high school is,
the pinnacle,
high of their lives,
the best time of their lives. I've heard a lot of people say that.
All that kind of stuff.
I'm getting to the age where the people my age are starting to die.
The guest list
Oh
gets
my
shorter
God.
and shorter and shorter every year.
Yeah, there won't be reunions. It'll be funerals soon. It's like, no.
The in memoriam section at the banquet is getting longer.
You won't
Oh
have
my
to hire.
God.
Yeah, you won't have to hire such a big hall. It'll be, the
Mhm.
venue just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, look, there are some benefits. I don't know that I would ever go to one. I haven't been. If I
Yeah.
see
You
people
know
that I
what?
want to
At my
see,
40th,
I
the
say
thing
hi.
that surprised the shit out of me
Wow.
is the people who remember me so fondly who barely spoke to me in high school.
Right.
You know, they were like, "Oh my God, Vera, how have you been?" And they'd throw their arms around me, and I'm like,
Who are you?
"Really? We went to gym class a couple of times together, but you never
Yeah.
really talked to me. I would not have been able to sit at your lunch table, but sure, okay, hi."
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And it's
Because
funny, like, there is this woman, there's this girl who was a grade older than me, and
Mm.
she was a very popular girl. Very popular, okay? And she was a total bitch,
Mm-hmm.
from what I remember. Never did we cross paths, but I knew who she was. Like, obviously she knew who I was. She knew my brother, all these things, right? She is now one of the behavioral techs at my son's school. And either she acts like she doesn't remember me, or because again, now I don't care who you are anymore. Like, again, obviously both have different lives. And now you're not taking care of my son directly, but you work at the place where the people take care of my son. So when I saw her at first, I was like, hi. And I, like, how you do that? Like,
you
hi.
did a
Like, oh my
familiar
God.
high. You did a familiar
Yeah.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Familiar hi. She was like, hi. Like, again, either she doesn't remember
Glazed
me, which is
over.
totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, fine. Like, I remember you, bitch.
Oh, this is the game
Like,
we're playing? Okay.
yeah, exactly. Like, okay, like, my guard is still up, but I get like 20 years have passed. So it's like, it is
Hold
what it
that
is.
shit.
I
I'll take you down, girl.
got into a fight
Actually,
in high school, and the girl got arrested. Whatever, but that's not the same girl. Yeah.
one of
Christina's
my
war stories for another day.
biggest epiphanies in my life was my middle school bully. And this kid used to make me cry. I didn't want to go to school. I did not want to go to social studies. Every class that we shared was hell. And then, as I'm a nurse, I'm in my 40s, and doesn't this person walk in to my clinic post a horrific traumatic brain injury, and the person that they were is completely gone, and the
Yeah.
person that they are is only
Shit.
somebody who needs care. It was a very
That's
big
hard,
epiphany
isn't it?
moment for me.
Yeah.
That's
tough.
difficult. That's
And in one of the
that's
episodes of
difficult.
Graves,
I should send that to Meredith.
Amelia says, she goes, you know how they have rules that you can't operate on your family? They should have rules that you can't operate on people that you hate. Because
Yeah.
it's like, again, moral ground,
Well,
but
I didn't expect to have to see them, because the nurses that I work with, we are always very good at saying, that's like a short tail relative. Can you take that patient? And this particular time, the person that was really going to see the patient wasn't back, and they had to be seen. And I'm just like, all right, let's screw on the big girl pants and go do this.
And it's
and it wasn't anything that I had built it up to be.
Well, exactly.
Right.
It's not, as you said, it wasn't the person that you knew.
Yeah.
So,
right.
And was there any recognition of
None?
No, it was just no. So
None.
it wasn't. It's not that person anymore.
Yeah.
That person for better or worse is gone.
Yeah.
And that might be the universe's way of taking some toxicity out of the universe. But
it was a big lesson for me too.
Yeah, of course. Life does that, though. You just end
Yeah.
up going, "Oh, this is the lesson you want to teach me? Cool. Thanks for that." There is something cool happening, and it's breaking news today.
Ooh,
Breaking
Get
news.
ready. This is not a total Monet. This is apparently actually happening. Clueless is coming back with a
Really?
sequel series starring Alicia Silverstone
Oh my
on
god.
Peacock.
Is that her?
That's her. That's
That did
Alicia.
not look like her.
That's Alicia Silverstone in her Cher Horowitz outfit. But
Yeah,
this has
I
been announced
recognized the
today.
outfit. I didn't recognize the face. She had work.
This has been announced today that she will be returning in a sequel series to the movie. So it will be a direct sequel to the things that have happened. My money is not being called on it being called Still Clueless, you know.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if
imagine,
Paul Rudd will be in it.
well,
Yeah,
I can see it being very just like that,
right.
you know.
Which I haven't seen
kind
yet.
But I didn't realize this. Did you know that there was going to be a sequel series 6 years ago?
I did not.
Not starring Alicia Silverstone, starring Stacey Dash
Oh,
as Dion, investigating Cher's murder.
wow.
This was the time when Riverdale was huge, and they were taking these intellectual properties that were frothy and funny and turning it into like murder mystery and all that kind of stuff. It went pretty far into development, apparently. I read an article today. Could you imagine? I mean, the
No, I
Clueless
couldn't.
TV series, the Clueless TV series was weird enough as is because you know that it wasn't Alicia Silverstone, and there were some people from the movies, and then there weren't some people from the movies, and then people from the movies came in and played different characters, and it's just like that's just weird. But at least this is going to be a true sequel. We're going to pick up with Cher 30 years later. It's the 30th anniversary this year of that movie in July.
30 years.
Obsessed. I used to watch that movie every day when I came home from high school. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. It would go when I had time at home. It would go in the VHS player, and I'd be like,
I don't think I've
so
watched
some
it
people
quite
are all
that
about
much.
what about the strain on our resources? Well, it's like this time I could do
Oh my
like his
god.
50th birthday.
But it was
people
always
show up
one
to
of
do
those
that, like
movies that if I
RSVP.
was cruising through the dial and it was on, I would stop and watch.
You'd always watch it.
Yeah.
Come on. It's a classic. It's the modern day equivalent of The Breakfast Club and stuff like that. It's one of those movies that you go, yes, please, love that.
Love
So,
it.
Stay tuned. We're getting these female archetype characters back from the 90s. Cher's back. Buffy's back. I don't know who's next, but we'll see. We'll see. I know we did last summer. It's like around the corner. It's all very, very, very happening. But there are two other big movies that are officially on their way as well. Sequels. Nostalgia sequels from the 80s. We're getting Beetlejuice and Gremlins 3.
Oh my god.
Now,
Beetlejuice 3? How much of the story is left untold?
Well, you have to say his name 3 times.
I'm not.
So this one's going to be Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I mean, we reviewed the second one, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't without its flaws, but I think that if they are indeed going ahead with this, it needs to be something completely brand new. It can't be Winona Ryder and, you know, the same thing. It can't be that. It has to be something else because you pulled all those punches already in that movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great.
It wasn't.
It wasn't great for all the nostalgia.
I mean, it was nice enough for a nostalgic trip down memory lane, but
I won't rush back to watch Beetlejuice. If Beetlejuice, the first one, is on TV, yes, sign me up. I'll watch it.
Yep.
Second one, not so much. I'm sorry. Not so much. But I am excited about Gremlins 3.
Beetlejuice the musical is going on tour. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen the musical. It's only just opened here in Australia, but it's starring the same people who are in every musical. So I'd rather not watch it. I'd rather watch it overseas. That's what we do in Australia. There's like 5 people that get all the roles. It's just like, okay, we'll just jump from show to show. But Gremlins, my proviso is that it has to have Phoebe Cates, and she has to have a horrible story about something that happened to one of her relatives. Because remember, Dad died in the chimney at Christmas, and then in Gremlins 2, I can't even remember what day it was. She was like, and then like they cut
I never
her off
saw
midway
Gremlins
through
2.
the story. Gremlins
Me
2 is
neither.
Vera. Oh my god!
I was a grown up. I didn't watch that shit at that time.
Great. gonna watch Gremlins too. I just love Phoebe's character for the emotional trauma that she goes through on national holidays and public holidays. Just that something always horrible happens, but you know, you get that. I'm very interested. I hope that we get to see those two characters again because. Again, nostalgia is high. Nostalgia is super high. And living
because reality is so nerve-wracking. Everybody wants
reality
to
is
reach
so
back
nerve-wracking.
to a simpler time.
But even in dystopian times, things are, you know, there's commonality, and that's what it's going to be in this week's View from Here. So, no matter where you work, there's always one employee that people just can't stand. And in the White House, it's this guy. Right. According to a blistering report from Star magazine, the White House officials working under President Donald Trump are increasingly frustrated with tech billionaire Elon Musk's presence within the White House. Oh, calling him irritating and questioning his judgments. This is a verbatim quote from one of the sources. I have been in the same room with Elon, and he always tries to be funny, and he's not funny, like at all. He makes these jokes and little asides and smiles and looks almost hurt if you don't lap up his humor. I keep using the word annoying. A lot of people who have had to deal with him do, but when the word doesn't do the situation justice, Elon just thinks he's smarter than everyone else in the room and acts like it, even when it's clear he doesn't know what he's talking about. The officials don't hold back, calling Musk the most irritating person I've ever had to deal with, and compared engaging with him to listening to rusty nails on a chalkboard.
Wow.
So my question for my industrious panel, and we kind of touched on this a little bit last week, Christina. How do you deal with someone in the workplace that you just don't get on with, that you don't agree, but you are forced to interact with? What's the strategy? Because people need to know. This is a universal problem. I have not worked in a workplace where there isn't this person. You know? Yeah.
I mean, someone pops up every other week, right? So it's always somebody that like is the most annoying person. And I worked with somebody for a long time, and I could not stand her. And then she left and was replaced by somebody else. And even working with the first girl, it was very difficult, and because she was just rude. She was just a rude girl, and like nobody could really talk to her. She didn't open up to people. So what you did was, or what I did was just ignore her as much as I possibly could. I didn't sit next to her in meetings. If she was talking, just and then just keep my mouth. It's all about professional decorum. Depends on where the fuck you work, though, because honestly, one time at the same company I'm at now, but in a different position. So somebody was complaining about how I was leaving on time. Like my schedule's 9 to 5, or was 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 or something like that. And the night people that left at 6 o'clock would empty all the garbages, empty all the recycling bins. Again, this is my old role. And I would empty my bin, and I would empty my garbage and whatever the fuck I had to do, and put everything away. And good night, girls. I'm out of here. There was 3 girls left. It was brought up in one of the meetings that I was leaving without them, and because like we should be leaving as a group. And I was like, "Excuse me." I went the fuck off. I go, "Excuse me, it's not my fucking fault that you take 30 fucking minutes to empty your damn recycling bin and do your garbage." I go, "There's no reason that I have to wait around for you guys, especially when it's not in the rules." And I clock out at 5. I don't clock out when when you are ready to go home. That's not how life works.
Lorraine.
I said, it's not my job to make sure that you've done yours. So I said, I know that I've done mine and I'm out. I said, and that's it. I said, so why don't you just shut your damn mouth? Like, I went off because I was a lot younger.
What's that mentality about?
12 years.
What's that mentality about? Is it like, did that person expect you to all arrive at the same time? Does that person to all expect you to all have lunch at the same time? That's not how it works, Boo.
No.
Right.
And again, I'm not on her schedule. I'm on my own schedule, and it's nowhere in my job description doesn't say that I have to wait to leave with a group.
Right.
It was just common courtesy to her that we should be leaving together. And I get that, but you're with 3 other women. Like it was her and 2 other women in the group. It's not like you're walking out to your car alone. I don't let anybody, even on my current team, walk to their car alone. Like this woman stays till 6. Guess what? I'm staying till 6 because she's not going to leave and go to her car alone. I don't care how bright it is outside. Like it's because we're the last people in the building. So I get it. But when I was in that role, we weren't the last people in the building, and she had 2 other people to walk out with. Like it was just a thing. So again, I was a lot younger, but now, whenever somebody says something, and again, a coworker or whatever, I bite my tongue, and I look for something that they fuck up on. Like, watch yourself because I'm watching you. Like, I will catch you doing something wrong.
I need an official infraction that I can report you on because I will keep notes. Bitch.
Yeah, I'm watching you basically. Like, I'm waiting for you to fuck up so I can bring it up to the hires that be or whatever and be like, this one did this, just so you know. Like,
I know it'll shock you guys, but I don't like a lot of people.
Oh, no.
There are lots of people that I don't like, and I've just like perfected the passive aggressive. Hi, good morning.
Yes.
I'll make a face at their back. I'll walk with my 2 middle fingers pointing at them.
Yeah.
There's so many people I don't like at work. I'm just like, yeah, this is my private rebellion. It's like,
See, surprisingly, I don't do passive aggressive. I just do aggressive. So if someone makes a joke and it's not funny, I'm literally like, what? Oh, that was. Oh, you might want to try that again.
Was that a joke? Were you trying to be funny? Like,
I recently not recently, probably a couple of months ago, was told by one of my co-workers that another worker that I was coming in, like I at my retail job, I'm only casual, so I come in and do like 3 hours, help them out, cover the lunch shifts, go home. It's not brain surgery. I'm there to sell stuff and do my job.
Right.
And I got told I was arriving on the Saturday, and she's like, just so you know, this other person said you're going to go to and from the storeroom and take everything and go to the bins, and that's all you're doing all day. I was like, oh, okay. So I get there and go, so I've heard that this is the plan for the day. I'm just telling you that that's not what I'm doing. I'll go and do the first one, and then we can share the rest of it around because no one here is a manager. So, I was like, no one here is a manager to begin with, so I'm not really listening to you. And like, second of all, I'm like 20 years older than you, so good luck telling me what to do. Because at the end of the day, if I don't like you, I will just walk out. I am at this point now. It's not critical to anyone's life that I stay at that job. I can just go, you know what? Peace, Diva. I'm out.
Yeah,
and I've never done that. I've never quit on a job and just gone. And I want that sensation just once in my life.
I know, right? Just once.
Oh, it's a good one. I like it. I did it.
I've never done it. I've always, because I usually, up until like this most recent job, and I've been there like a year and a half now, nearly 2 years. I've been like long-term employee, like 9.5 years. 9.5, like I've been a stick to it, but I was like, just once I'd like to go, you know what? In the middle of it, just go, I'm not coming back.
I've done it twice.
Fuck you.
I've done it twice.
Yeah, Brittany, I want to do Brittany.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's it. I'm done. I quit. And everybody in the room's like, what? This is my 2 weeks. I'm done.
Um,
This is over.
You know what? You
See, I
gotta
don't-
go somewhere, just get hired,
Yeah.
and then in a week or
Just
two,
quit.
just quit. Yeah, just like that's it. Just so that you could cross it off your bucket list.
Look,
I did have a
quit
job I
jobs,
never
but I've
showed
never
up
quit
at.
it. I've never quit it on the job. You know, when I was living in Sydney and doing my full-time performing arts course, I tried to get so many jobs, but because of the unreliability of finishing times, I could never go. I can start at this time at night. So
Right.
I worked at Outback Steakhouse for about 8 hours. I went for my first shift. I went, this is just ridiculous because they do tray service. So you've got to
Mhm.
not only you've got to carry a tray and a stand, and I'm like, just give me the I've been a waiter for like
Right.
15 years. Give me the plates. Like I can carry.
Line them up my arm. I
carry
can
10.
take 5, 6.
I can do at least 5 on this arm and maybe 3 here if they're small. Let's go. Let's fuck this puppy. I'm done. And then they're like, oh, you have to do this and this and this and this. And I'm like, I went to the first shift and did it. It was easy enough. It was just annoying. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can do that. And they kept rostering me on an hour before I finished my course in Sydney. And I'm like, I can't start now. And I said this at the interview, all the way through the interview. Why do I keep getting rostered on? Oh, well, that's the shift that's available. I'm like, well, then I can't work for you because I've said to you. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you're rostered on this Tuesday. I'm like, well, I'm not coming. I'm letting you know now that I'm not coming. And they put me on two weeks worth of rosters at the times I couldn't work. I said, I'm letting you know so you can fill it in now. I'm not showing up. So I got 3 phone calls and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I've done 4-hour shift. I did a 4-hour training shift and that's it. I don't have any of your property. I don't have anything like that. So I don't need to communicate with you anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you paid me.
I had this seasonal job where I was demonstrating toys at Christmas time. And I didn't have a car at the time, so I would have to take a bus into Syracuse to go to the mall to do it. And I went for the training and it was pleasant enough, but I had to be there at 9 when the store opened. So that meant I had to catch the bus at 6:00. And I just first day, it's like, nope, we're done. We're finding something closer to home.
Exactly. I'm not traveling an hour to go to work.
Yeah, and it was just a minimum wage toy demonstrator job,
Unless it's financially in my benefit to travel.
Mhm.
So
Right.
when I moved home from Sydney and I was still teaching at a dance studio in Sydney. And my boss was like, oh, well, I guess you go. I said, no, I made a commitment to you. It was like midway through the year, like 3/4 through the year. I made a commitment. I'll come up on Tuesday. I'll drive down on Tuesdays because I had I had classes from 4:00 till 9:45. So it was a huge chunk, and I was getting very well paid for my teaching. And she goes, "Oh, that's okay. I'll make it worth your while." So she added an extra $100 on my pay every week, so I could, put gas
Pay
in the
for a
car.
bus or transport or something.
Put gas in the car, and it wasn't that much. So I was just like, "Thank you, appreciate that." If people want you, they'll pay for you. But I'm just like,
Yeah, nobody missed me at the toy demonstrator job. They didn't even call to see why I didn't show up. Just like, yeah, we're not doing this.
but who will show the Cabbage Patch dolls now?
Well, it was a remote control car. It was kind of fun, but
Ooh. So I love getting paid for stupid shit like that.
yeah,
I miss being young and needing money. You're like, oh well.
I don't.
Old and need money. Just old and need money. That's it. Makes me angry. But nothing fires people up like Vera events, and it's happening now. That hiss.
I love that hiss.
It was long today, wasn't it?
It was a long one. Okay,
was.
here we go. 3, 2, 1. Vent.
All right, kids. I was going to do this last week, but then I got sick. And it's evolved since last week. I would like to talk about Kilmar Abrega Garcia and the current deportations going on in this country. Now, Everybody's seen all the hundreds of thousands of clips. It's 5 clips that they show 100,000 times on Fox News that shows all these migrants swarming the border, coming in, and we've been fed the story that they're all MS-13 and they're coming in to cut our heads off, rape our children, kill our women, destroy our economy, which is all fucking lies and has been proven to be lies multiple times. 2 people were killed by migrants in the last 5 years, but how many people are killed by everyday normal citizens? Way more than 2. Anyway, that's not my point. My point is specifically Mr. Abrego Garcia. Now, he was taken from his home in Maryland, and he was shipped to El Salvador. And in spite of the fact that this man was here, he may have entered the country legally, but he was in process to become a citizen. He was registered with the Department of Homeland Security. He was reporting into the department every fucking year for the last 8 years. He was gainfully employed as an apprentice with the Builders Union. He was not hiding. This man was not underground. This man had no fucking criminal record. This man had lots of paper trails to show that he was doing things right. Okay? And he was deported from his home in spite of the fact that he had papers from a judge saying this man could not be deported because he truly was in need of asylum from vicious gang members who had threatened to kill him in his homeland. Fast forward to the fact that his wife recognized his tattoo in one of the many videos of the deported being shuffled into the El Salvadoran prison, and she immediately obtained a lawyer. This has been going on for weeks. This man has been in this El Salvadoran prison who had legal status in this country, was gainfully employed, and has a family here. Several courts, all the way up to the fucking Supreme Court, has said this man was deported illegally and needs to come back. And nobody's bringing him back. This is appalling. Now, I know that the Trump administration keeps saying he was MS-13 and he was here illegally and they can't prove it. Somebody recognized him. Somebody said. And Pam Bondi produced that fucking somebody. Let's hear their testimony. When you arrest somebody, you need to give them a day in court. We are a country with a constitution. We are based on the rule of fucking law. These people need to be, you can't just take them and ship them out of the country. They have to have a day in court. You need to get them before a judge. You need to present the charges. If they are MS-13 and they are here illegally and you can prove that they are criminals, then by all means deport them. That is not new under this president. That has always been the standard in this country. If somebody is here from another country and they commit a crime, they're automatically deported. Happened under Reagan, happened under Bush, happened under Obama, happened a lot under Biden. Biden had a higher deportation rate than fucking Trump. Okay? Nobody's saying that you don't get to deport criminals. But the New York Times has done an investigative report, and from what they discerned, 75% of the people that were deported have no criminal record. And none of them were ever given due process. Not a single person was given due process. They were taken off the streets and shipped out of this country without ever having paper trail or record. Now, everybody's like, well, what do we care? They're not citizens. They're not entitled to rights. That's fucking bullshit. If they can take a person off the street without presenting due process, then they can take anyone. They can take me. They can take you. They can take Donald fucking Trump. They can say that somebody saw him commit a crime and he's here illegally. We know his mother was an immigrant. If you do not have a chance to prove that you are innocent and to prove that you are not here illegally, then that's not deportation. It's fucking abduction. Okay? And when you ship them out of this country, not back to their home country, not back to where they came from, but to a fucking prison in another country, then that's a concentration camp. That's unlawful detainment. That's human trafficking. These are crimes against humanity, and somebody needs to bring Abrego Garcia home. And I'm sure if the 75% of the rest of those men aren't criminals, then they should be coming home too. This is fucking bullshit. It's a total distrust or total, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? It's a violation of the law. It's a crime against humanity, and it's got to fucking stop. And these aren't law enforcement officers. The Department of Homeland Security conducting these raids has now deputized white supremacist militias. These are not regular officers who've been trained in due process. They are taking people off the streets. They are taking women and children. And I want to know where these fucking women and children are, because they certainly aren't in that El Salvador prison. And, Trump administration never, ever answered to the 1,500 children that disappeared on his last watch. This is fucking bullshit. It's a direct violation of our Constitution, and it's fucking illegal. Crime against humanity, and it has to fucking stop. Call your representatives. Call anybody you can think of.
I did see a very interesting / poignant TikTok today. Short, sweet, to the point. It said, just remember, Auschwitz was in Poland, not in Germany.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. And, keep that in mind, folks, as we move ever forward in the world that we
Thank you, Joe.
live in under his eye. It's okay. We will get through this, and that's what we're here for. We vent. And
I may disappear off the street any day now.
And you know what? We will not stop talking about it. So we got you, V. We got you.
Thank you.
And like you said, you can't.
At least I don't have to worry about not being able to retire.
As Vera once famously said, I can't be deported to Mexico. I don't even like tacos. So, that's
what would you do there? Come on.
I know I couldn't earn a living. I don't speak the language. I could not be a nurse there. I would end up cleaning a house and crying in a pot of beans for the rest of my life.
I think you mean frijoles.
Frijoles, yes.
Come on. We might as well all start to get nice and familiar, because you never know who the finger will point at next.
Right.
We are going to keep pointing at you because we always have a lot to say. Thank you for tuning in. And again, a huge thank you to everyone that is checking out our audio content and everything that's been, out there, because it's all back up. It's there. People are listening to it. We're starting to make a little bit of money, which will just go straight back into the podcast because prices keep going up due to tariffs and stuff. It's weird. I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know what could be going on.
Price changes. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who's responsible for it.
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
It's so crazy. It's just the way the world works. It's just I blame it? Mercury. Don't we blame Mercury?
Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde. That's got to be it.
It's got to be Mercury. Is Mercury big and orange though?
I have no idea.
Questions for another day. For another day.
We'll Google it later.
If we make it. Thank you for joining us. Jeffrey says thank you. He says hi. He says bye. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Vera. I've been Steve. This has been Uncensored Radio. Stay cheeky, folks. It's the only way to keep them.
Have a nice Easter, those of you who celebrate.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy. You're so funny.
My kitchen says that.
Oh, stop it.